Coming to the next mechanism, that is SN2, it is basically a one-step mechanism. In the SN1 mechanism, basically when nucleophile attacks on the carbocation, there are two possibilities. One possibility is that nucleophile may attack from the same side on which the leaving group was present in the compound, and similarly nucleophile may attack from the side that is opposite to the leaving group. Then also we can have a substitution. So if a nucleophile attacks on the same side, that is on which the leaving group was present in the compound, if we carry out this type of substitution, the configuration of the product will be the retention. And if a nucleophile attacks from the back side, that is opposite to the leaving group, then it gives a product as a inverted product, and we call it as inversion. So basically in the SN1 mechanism, we will have two types of products. One is of retention of configuration and second is of inversion of the configuration. And from here, only because of these two different types of product being formed, we have the strong reasons to say that SN1 mechanism forms a racemic mixture. That means through the SN1 mechanism, if we carry out a reaction of suppose optically active compound, then the product will be optically inactive. That is because of the formation of racemic mixture in the SN1 mechanism. Now coming to the next mechanism, that is SN2. In this case, basically what happens, suppose we have this as a substrate now. What will happen is now, nucleophile attacks on the carbon at which the leaving group is present, but from the opposite side of the leaving group. So what happens is, it attacks, that is a nucleophile from the reagent attacks on the carbon at which the leaving group is present, but from the back side, and forms first of all the transition state. And in the transition state, basically what happens, a weak bond between the carbon and the nucleophile, or you can say the weak bond between the carbon and the incoming nucleophile is being formed, and which is being shown by the dotted lines, or you say dashed line. And similarly at the same step, the bond between the C and the leaving group weakens, and again we show it by the dots or by the dashed line. And after this transition state basically forms the compound, and in this case, because the nucleophile attacked in the compound on the carbon at which leaving group is present, but from the back side, that is why we have again the strong reasons to say that the product formed will be the inverted product. That means in the SN2 mechanism, it is the inversion of the configuration takes place. Now because the nucleophile attacked and the leaving group left the compound in the same step only, that is in the one step only, that is why the rate reaction now we can say as K, that is rate constant of the reaction, into concentration of the substrate into concentration of the nucleophile. So that is why we have the strong reasons to say that this SN2 mechanism is basically a bimolecular reaction, as well as it follows second order kinetics. Now the question is that under what conditions SN1 mechanism will take place and under what condition SN2 mechanism will take place. So basically that is being decided by some of the factors. In the SN1 mechanism, we can clearly see that there is a formation of carbocation. So a 3 degree carbocation will be formed from a 3 degree compound, then a 2 degree and then a 1 degree. Therefore, in the SN1 mechanism, we can say that 3 degree compound will react fastest, then 2 degree and then 1 degree. Whereas, if it is a SN2 mechanism, it will be fastest in the 1 degree, then 2 degree and then 3 degree. This is because a nucleophile attacks on the compound. So if a compound is 3 degree, so due to steric hindrance, that is a repulsive force, what will happen? Nucleophile will not be able to attack on the compound easily. That is why 3 degree compounds show nucleophilic substitution at the slowest rate, and that is why the order of reactivity of the compounds for SN2 mechanism is 1 degree, 2 degree and then 3 degree. There one more question over here is that why nucleophile in the SN2 mechanism attacks from the back of the carbon, why not from the front side? The reason behind it is, if it attacks from the front side, what will happen? It will have a repulsive force with the leaving group present in the compound, because the leaving group in the compound is also a nucleophile. And second thing, when the nucleophile will attack from the same side, so what will happen? 2 electron rich species will have a repulsive force, and due to which it will not be able to attack from the same side. That is why the nucleophile in the SN2 mechanism attacks from the back side of the carbon at which the leaving group is present. Now we have seen that how does SN1 and SN2 mechanism takes place. We have also seen that how we decide about that one particular reactant will undergo SN1 or SN2. Like for SN1, the order of the reactivity of the compounds is 3 degree, 2 degree and then 1 degree. And then for SN2 it is 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree. Again, problem is with the 2 degree. In both the cases it is in between. So now how do we decide it? Again we have two factors. One factor is the concentration of nucleophile. We can clearly see in the SN2 mechanism, rate law equation has the concentration of nucleophile also. So if the concentration of the nucleophile or the strength of the nucleophile is more, then a 2 degree compound will undergo SN2 mechanism. This is one factor, that is the concentration as well as the strength of the nucleophile.